Welcome to Premier League Gameweek 6 recap. Let's get into it. Everton played Liverpool and ended up being a 0-0 draw, and for Liverpool this is a disappointing result as they've now had more draws than wins this season and would have hoped to take 3 points from their fierce rivals. Liverpool had 23 shots compared to Everton's 14, with 8 of these 23 being on target, but goalkeeper Jordan Pickford denied Liverpool time and time again to keep a side in the game, and Liverpool themselves squandered a few chances as quite a few of their shots hit the woodwork. Ex-Liverpool defender Conor Cody thought he had broken the deadlock against his old club when he tapped the ball into the net later on in the match, but after a VAR check the goal was ruled out and the scoreline remained 0-0. Aside from this Cody goal which was disallowed, Everton did have a couple of other good attempts at goal which forced Aston to have to make some top class saves, but alas neither of the two teams were able to score and the points were shared. Brentford faced Leeds and put 5 past them to win 5-2. It took half an hour for the first goal in this match and it came through Ivan Toney, who put away a penalty that was awarded to Brentford due to a foul by Luis Sinisterra. 13 minutes later, Ivan Toney scored from another dead ball, but this time it was a free kick instead of a penalty to make the scoreline 2-0. Luis Sinisterra did slightly redeem himself after giving that penalty which led to Brentford's first goal and he made it 2-1 just before half time. But the goal didn't really amount to anything significant as Ivan Toney made a hat-trick in the 58th minute to take back Brentford's 2-goal leads. Mark Roca did go on to score for Leeds to give them hope that they could salvage a point from this match, but their hopes was immediately crushed as Mbeumo scored right after this and later on Worcester scored to get Brentford's 5th. Chelsea came up against West Ham and won 2-1, although this result didn't come without controversy. The first half of this match was a stalemate, with neither Chelsea or West Ham registering a single shot on target. That all changed though when Mikel Antonio scored in the 62nd minute to send West Ham in front. Not too long after this goal, Tuchel brought in a couple of substitutes, notably Ben Chilwell and Kai Havertz. After just 5 minutes on the pitch, Chilwell levelled the game for Chelsea when he got the ball past Fabianski, inspiring a Chelsea comeback. This comeback was then seemingly complete when Kai Havertz turned in Chilwell's pass in the 88th minute to put Chelsea in front. I say seemingly because West Ham did score in the 90th minute through Maxwell Cornet, which should have equalised the game, but after a dodgy VAR decision the goal was ruled out due to a foul on Mendy apparently. This decision received a lot of criticism online, with West Ham midfielder Declan Rice tweeting out saying that was one of the worst VAR decisions since it's come into the game, and considering this tweet got over 200,000 likes, it seems like a lot of people agree. Newcastle played Crystal Palace and went up as a goalless draw, although just like the Chelsea v West Ham game, this was also controversial due to a dodgy VAR decision. Early on in the second half, Newcastle should have gone 1-0 up when Tyrick Mitchell put the ball into his own net, but after a VAR check this goal was ruled out due to Joe Willock supposedly fouling Palace's goalkeeper right before the ball went in. However, if you actually watch the replay, Joe Willock was literally pushed by Mitchell and cleared the goalkeeper because of this push, so the fact that this goal was ruled out due to Willock foul when Willock was only got fouled is pretty ridiculous. Aside from this, both sides did have a few good opportunities to get a goal throughout this match, but neither of the two sides were able to make the most out of these chances and the game remained 0-0 by the time the full-time whistle blew. Nottingham Forest up against Bournemouth and lost 3-2. It was Forest who took the lead first when Koyat headed in Gibbs White's cross in the 33rd minute. Forest were then awarded a penalty at the brink of half time and Brennan Johnson put this away to double Forest's lead right at the end of the first half. At this point, it looked like managerless Bournemouth were out of the game and were about to experience their 4th loss of the season, but at the start of half time they begun their comeback when Billing shot the ball into the back of the net from distance. 12 minutes later, Solanke got another for Bournemouth to level the game, and then in the 87th minute, substitute Jaden Anthony became the match winner for Bournemouth when he slotted in Solanke's pass to help Bournemouth pick up 4 points for a possible 6 since their 9-0 battering away at Liverpool. This result was left Bournemouth 13th place in the table, whilst Nottingham Forest are down in 19th place after failing to win for a 4th game in a row in the league. Tottenham faced Fulham and defeated them 2-1 to continue their unbeaten start to the season. Højbjerg opened a score in this match when he scored for Spurs 5 minutes before the break, and in the 75th minute, Kane made it 2-0. Spurs had plenty of chances before and in between these 2 goals, but ex-Arsenal keeper Bernd Leno with the help of the defenders in front of him limited Tottenham to just 2 goals. Fulham struggled for the most part against Tottenham, and it wasn't until the 83rd minute when they finally got a goal themselves through Mitrovic, who has now scored in every game this season bar 1. This goal was too little too late however, as Fulham weren't able to score another to rescue a point. Wolves came up against Southampton and beat them 1-0 to get their first win of the season. Their goal came right before the whistle blew for half time, with Daniel Podence' close range finish going past Southampton's keeper Bazunu to put Wolves in front. Che Adams on his 100 Premier League appearance did come close to equalising the game, but when facing an open goal, he missed his header and the ball bounced off his arm and past the line, so the goal was rightfully ruled out. He then went for a header again later on, but the ball hit the crossbar and Southampton weren't able to level the game. Aston Villa played Man City and drew 1-1. Haaland scored Man City's goal to put them in front in the 50th minute, which is his 10th goal in the Premier League after just 6 games, equaling a 30-year record of the fewest amount of games to reach the 10-goal milestone. This goal wasn't enough for the 3 points however, as Leon Bailey scored in the 74th minute to equalise the game and secure a point for Villa. However, this 1 point could have been 3, as Philippe Coutinho shot the ball from outside the box past Edison, but as the referee blew his whistle for offside a few seconds before the goal, for goals didn't stand. However, if you check the replay, nobody was offside, then the referee should have just let play continue. Of course, if play had continued, then there is a chance that Coutinho doesn't score, see as when the whistle's blown, the City players stopped, but still. Brighton came up against Leicester and won 5-2. Leicester City opened a scoring just 1 minute into this match for Iheanacho, but only held on to the lead for 9 minutes when Thomas scored an own goal to make it 1-1. Caicedo scored for Brighton right after this to make it 2-1, but Patson Daka equalised the game for Leicester City to make it 2-2 going into the break. In the second half, Brighton got another through Trossard, and the other 2 goals were scored by McAllister, with one coming from a penalty and another from a free kick 7 minutes into stoppage time. It could have been a hat-trick for McAllister however, as he had one long-range one to strike early on the match that was ruled out due to offside after a lengthy VAR check. And Potter confirmed to be leaving Brighton to manage Chelsea now that Tuchel's been sacked. This was his last ever match in charge of Brighton, so at least he made it memorable with an impressive 5-2 win. Finally, Man United faced Arsenal and beat them 3-1. Martinelli thought he made it 1-0 to Arsenal early on in the match when he got the ball into the back of the net, but after a VAR check it was deemed that there was a foul on the build build-up and the goals didn't stand. The other Brazilian winger on the pitch, Ivan Toney, also scored, and this time the goal counted, and as it was his debut this match, he probably achieved what he'd been dreaming of the night before. Saka put Arsenal back on level terms at the 60th minute, but the two teams being level didn't last very long, as Rashford scored 6 minutes after to regain United's lead, and then followed this up with another goal to make it 3-1 to United. After a poor start to the season with losses against Brighton and Brentford, Manchester United have started to look much better, winning 4 games in a row and beating both Arsenal and Liverpool, leaving them 5th place in the table and only 3 points behind league leaders Arsenal. Anyway, that's Premier League Gameweek 6 recapped. If you made it this far and enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and watch out and comment down your opinion on any matches that happen this game week. With that being said, have a good one guys. See ya.